Republican. But yesterday at his White House press conference and hours later during a visit to Ohio, the president heaped praise on the Republican governor.
I got to give your governor a little bit of credit. John Kasich, along with a lot of state legislators who are here today, they expanded Medicaid under the Affordable Care Act. And think about that. Just that one step means as many as 275,000 Ohioans are going to have health insurance. And I think it's fair to say that, the governor didn't do it because he just loves me so much.
Joining us now from Columbus, Ohio, the aforementioned BFF of Barack Obama, the governor of the Buckeye State, John Kasich. So, Governor, you guys are tight now. I mean, you guys are practically spooning you and President Obama. I mean, gosh, that's amazing. Are you BFFs for real?
Well, Laura, here's the thing. I had a chance to bring home to Ohio, like a number of other governors have, including Jan Brewer, a chance to bring Ohio money back to Ohio to do some things that, frankly, needed to be done, and that's to treat the mentally ill, to get them across the bridge so they can get employment. The same for the drug addicted, and drug addiction is in every demographic, every income, every community, to treat those people, rehab them, and get them to work, and also to make sure that the working poor have a system that makes sense instead of showing up and getting all their health care in emergency rooms. Now, that being said, I've never been a supporter of Obamacare, and the reason, and to give you an example, we refused to run a state exchange because we didn't have the authority to make decisions. On our Medicaid program, it grows by less than 3%, and it's been filled with innovation, and it's because we run it.
Right, but the president cited Medicaid expansion, Governor Kasich, as his big success story thus far in Obamacare. And he said, look, it doesn't get reported as such, but this is a huge success story that we're seeing all these people, new people enrolling in Medicaid across the states that are accepting the expansion money. And he said, we deserve credit for that. And he gave you some credit for that. Isn't that a little bit tricky, though, as a conservative? Because you're so great on budgetary matters. You were great up on the Hill and all the work you did there. When the federal government is spending money that we know the federal government really doesn't have to expand a program like this.
Yeah, well, you know very well, Laura, that if I don't bring Ohio money back, they're not going to put it in a piggy bank. And I think it's critical that we're able to help people to help themselves, to get them to work. Now, we promised the mentally ill, we took them out of the big institutions, that they would get help. Where are they now? We have 10,000 in our prisons, many in our jails, many living on the streets. Conservatism means that you help people so they can help themselves and that they can enter into the economic strength of our country. Now, you have to separate that from the fact that the government was designing a program to take over our whole health care system in the back rooms on Capitol Hill. I don't support that. But there's a big distinction between Medicaid and our ability to bring our money back to fix our problems as opposed to a government take over the health care system. So I think it's not fair to draw a distinction between the two.
Well, by 2023, the estimates are that the Medicaid money will triple. It's going to cost 3 times as much, about, I guess, it's $710 billion for the nationwide expansion. That is a lot of money, though, Governor, right? And again, I just cite all your past work on fiscal matters, and you're such a fiscal conservative. I understand what you're saying, and everyone wants compassion for the poor. I get that. But we also have a real budget problem.
Yeah, it's not even, first of all, when I was chairman of the Budget Committee, when I left Washington, we had surpluses and a balanced budget. So I know about how to run the budget, Laura. I was the one that was spent 10 years of my life to get us there. But, again, this is about our money. Washington doesn't have any money. I want our money back. And let me also tell you, if you do not give these people help, they're in our prisons. You know what it costs to have an inmate in the prison? And particularly think about having an inmate in a prison.
Wait, everyone on Medicaid would have been in prison?
Okay?
Wait a second, I'm confused. Everyone in Medicaid would have been...
No. I'm saying that we have 10,000 people who are mentally ill, who currently do not get coverage, who are in our prison. So it's not like it's cost-free to turn this down. Okay? And in addition to that, we don't want people showing up in our emergency rooms, which means that all Ohioans have to pay for people who don't have coverage.
Why are you being... Well, no, I'm sorry. I get what you're saying, the cost-benefit. Obviously, 25 governors agree with you. 25 governors agree with you. 25 don't.
But, Laura, Yeah, I understand that. But let me just explain again. I'm a CEO of this state. I have a chance to bring $14 billion out of Washington to me, to the people here in my state who need this help.
Governor, and you, by the way, everyone doesn't realize this. Governor Kasich and I are friends. We're friends, so we actually are old-time buddies. But on the issue of how you went about it, and I guess states can make their own priorities. I totally understand that. But the legislature, the Republicans, are squarely against this, most of them, right? And they're actually suing. They're bringing. Wait, are they not bringing a lawsuit to stop the Medicaid expansion?
No, that's people. That's people on the outside. You know, the Speaker of the House said the other day, the reason why we had, and this is not some arcane board. This is the way this thing's been around forever. But let me explain to you. The Speaker of the House said the other day that the majority of people in the Republican Party and in his House were in favor of this. Now, if the leaders did not support this, they wouldn't have allowed this to happen. And you know what one of the leaders told me? Because you did it, we didn't have to do it. Thank you. You made it easier for us politically. Yeah. Okay, but look, Laura, at the end of the day, look, let me tell you what I think conservatism is. It's growing an economy like we have in Ohio. Our economy is doing so much better. We're running surpluses. Our credit is improved. And while you improve that side of things, it's important for people who live in the shadows to have an opportunity to share in economic growth as well. It is not my purpose to help people who are mentally ill without having a bridge for them to be full participants in any of the economic recovery we have in our state. And to ignore them is not conservatism. To ignore them means that you're looking the other way and creating other problems.
Yeah,
so
and
remember something. We run this program. We run this program, Laura, and I think we have the lowest. I want to tell you another thing. We have the lowest growth of Medicaid that I'm aware of in the country because we've modernized the program and we know what we're doing and we'll continue to reform
and your numbers, I got to tell everybody, your numbers have gone way up in Ohio because of that economic growth, and that is fantastic. One just quick question. Are you for fast-track trade authority for Obama? Should he get it from this Congress?
I've not sat down to look at all that, but I believe in free and fair trade. So I'd have to see what the whole program is about. And I'm now governor of Ohio. I'm not in Congress. And you know what? I wake up every day and thank the Lord I'm not there.